I want to ask you, Stugotz, as the Packers report to camp tomorrow, do you have a theory on what's going to happen here? Do you have a theory on what is there the possibility that Aaron Rodgers pulls a Carson Palmer this week to force Green Bay's hand? Because it's not just that his fiance is retweeting Stephen A. Smith comments
Right.
about disrespect, and this isn't about football, and it's not about money. That's it. He's done. I think his mother-in-law is also citing that Stephen A. Smith sound about disrespect and saying this is spoken truth. What do you think is going to happen here? Because this is a super rare labyrinth that he's trying to crawl through where you don't want to ruin your relationship with the city, but quarterbacks who have this relationship with the city, Stugotz, don't do this.
They don't, but they also often don't feel this disrespected. He feels pretty disrespected. I think Aaron's not going to show up. I think he's going to try to force himself out of Green Bay, and I don't think he really cares what the fans think. I really don't. He certainly doesn't care what the organization thinks.
No, he does care what the fans think, or he would be saying stuff, Stugotz. He's not saying anything.
I think some of those fans, if not most of those fans, could kind of see where Aaron is coming from.
I don't believe that.
Really?
No, I don't know why you would say that.
Because Dan, a guy
Stugotz,
like that, after all the years that he has had for Green Bay, all the winning
Stugotz,
he's done for
you're
that
not
team.
attached to it emotionally. During a pandemic, turning down more money to play a game, that is a deal breaker for fans across the world. Across the world, where people are struggling all over the place, turning down the most money in the history of the game. It doesn't even matter what's being said after that. What you get a lot of is just go to work, dude.
Right.
Go play a game. That's an unfathomable amount of money. I don't know why this is the spot where you think that fans would be offering perspective and nuance.
Because he's so great. Because turning down that offer to make him the highest paid player in the NFL and add 2 years to his existing 3-year contract, him turning that down would suggest, man, this organization really hurt the best quarterback we've ever had.
I think the other thing that you're not taking into account in a divided America is what part of the country he resides in, and the idea that those fans would be not emotional about somebody taking away all of their feel good because he wants to leave because he feels disrespected, when so many of those people are like, what do you mean you don't like your boss and you're just going to leave? Do you know how much I don't like my boss?
Those are Packers fans first, and then Aaron Rodgers fans. I think if you ask them, they'd say, you know what? I'd rather you retire than play for another team. If I was a Packers fan, I'd rather see him retire than go play for another team. Even knowing it would get us picks, I'd be like, no, you're not going to play here. You're not going to play anywhere. Just retire. I'm done with you. The only fans that will be happy to see him is whatever team he goes to. Everyone else will boo him or be mad with him.
Especially because it's not like Aaron Rodgers is the franchise's only ever great quarterback. Like, Brett Favre has just as much of a place in Packers lore as Aaron Rodgers does. As Billy said, they're fans of this institution in the game of football, not just Aaron Rodgers. And also, you look at the situation in a vacuum, as we have on the show many times. They went 13-3 last year. They got to the NFC Championship game, and they were a play away from getting to the Super Bowl, which they might have won against that bad Kansas City Chiefs offensive line. Like, you have to be wondering, like, Aaron Rodgers, how bad is it really? Why are you reacting in this way?
It must be really bad. That's the point, though. You don't think fans can see through that? Like, it must be really bad. That management must have really screwed this up.
Well, what's bad? That they tried to succession plan for Aaron Rodgers?
That you have this guy in his prime with maybe 3 to 5 years left, and rather than go get him a weapon, a wide receiver, a running back, a tackle, anything that would help Aaron Rodgers out, what you did was you went and got his replacement. I mean, that's what they did.
Let me ask you this question as the Packers report tomorrow. Do you believe that what we will be talking about tomorrow is the retirement of Aaron Rodgers? Sportsbooks have taken down the over-unders on Packers season wins because of rumors of retirement. A whole lot of sportsbooks have said you can't make this bet anymore on how many games the Packers will win. They've taken it off the board because of these rumors, because that would be a bomb going off in sports.
Yes.
And I don't know how likely it is to happen, but I don't believe that it's impossible that it will happen. I believe that we are slowly and as quietly as these things can happen, because Again, Stugotz, you've seen where Aaron Rodgers say that he's unhappy with management.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it nowhere.
Right.
He has said nothing. He's a State Farm insurance salesman. He does care about his relationship with that city. He is not James Hardened this. If he retires, how loud of a statement is that? And are you expecting it? Is it an asinine thing to think that Aaron Rodgers, as a leverage play, the reigning MVP of the league, tells you, without saying anything publicly about his unhappiness, I'm retired. I'm not doing this. You will be what level of shocked by that? Am I speaking asinine things to think that that might happen tomorrow?
I mean, no, I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't think that he's going to show up. Dan, I know he hasn't said anything.
Those are two different things, Stugotz. Not showing up and retiring are two different things. Not showing up and getting the fines are two different things.
Let's deal with Green Bay for a second, because if indeed he simply does not want to return there, doesn't want to play football, they should look to trade him. You can get so much. You really want to take care of your future, then take care of your future.
But that's what he would be doing. That is the reason he'd be doing it. He'd be doing it to exert. He wouldn't be doing it because he doesn't actually want to play. I don't think he's going to retire and then just quit the sport and not play anywhere. I think he's going to retire if he does retire, it will be to force their hand. It will be to make them do something that they don't want to do. I don't think, Billy, I understand spite. You don't make business transactions.
He's the one acting out of spite, though. Like, he's the one doing what you say that you don't think that the team would do. He's doing that.
Well, he's not saying anything, just to be clear.
If he retires, it's out of spite. This isn't
Of
Andrew
course.
Luck who retired because of health issues or because he fell out of love with the sport. This is him retiring out of spite for an organization that he's tired of.
But I don't think he'd be retiring to quit. I think he'd be retiring solely and exclusively to exert the leverage of retirement, because I don't believe a business reacts with the emotion of, fine then, retire. We won't get anything for you. We'll just be terrible next year.
But it's a little bit of a gamble on his part, because if he retires, he can't come back during the contract period without having the Packers own the rights to him playing for them. And if he comes back, say, in a year, he's going to be a year older, a year without playing. Does he want to do that? He's a little bit older now. Is that really a smart decision? I don't know.
What are the financial responsibilities for the Packers if he retires?
I believe, because they're talking about Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers being out, I believe they get in a situation where they might lose the two of them and only have like $5 or $6 million in salary cap space. If they do, they're going to be bad. They're going to immediately become a bad football team if what looks like is happening there is what happens.
But you could turn Aaron Rodgers into a young quarterback and multiple first-round picks, and it is your job to run that organization and make that organization better, not make emotional decisions, as you pointed out, Dan. And if that indeed is on the table, and it will be if they decide they want to trade him, why would you not do that?
What I am watching here escalate because of what is happening, Stugotz. You have seen that Aaron Rodgers has been on Kenny Mayne's Goodbye. He's been golfing in celebrity tournaments. He is slithering around the commentary about what's happening around him. He has not committed to anything, but he has also not gotten his way with anything that he has done. He has proven to be done with them. I think he is finished with them. So now how do you escalate it? You have a couple of choices. They're not good choices. There are no good choices here on what you can do if the organization is saying, hey, you're under contract and these contracts are one way. We can rip them up whenever we want. You can't do anything. You're under contract. The options are you don't show up to camp and you make the mess that way. You start publicly losing whatever fan base you think he still has the moment you start speaking ill and putting words on your unhappiness. You're going to lose more and more fans the more you do that, no matter how much you think you explain it. Or you just say, I am so broken and I am so done that I quit. I don't see any other options to escalate this other than the three ugly ones.
But we're also acting like Aaron Rodgers is a hostage here that he can't get out. He could have gotten out. He could have been a free agent. He's chosen to be there. He signed contract extensions there. He signed in 2018. That wasn't that long ago. If you were so unhappy there, you could have left.
I think he was happy there, Bill. I think he became unhappy when they decided to find his replacement. with
We
the new
signed an
GM.
extension
Yeah.
at ESPN.
I mean, it sounds like the 2020 draft was the tipping
did.
point. So the extension in 2018.
But he's gotten coaches fired. He got McCarthy fired because he didn't like that coach. Then they brought in another coach. He doesn't like that coach. Now he doesn't like the fact that they're drafting a quarterback. At a certain point, like, you have to wonder, is he a problem? And I know that that's not a popular thing, but like, he seems to be at the center of a lot of these issues.
But he sees Tom Brady, and I'm guessing he thinks he's probably better than Tom Brady, going to Tampa Bay, getting Gronk, getting Antonio Brown, asking for players, getting those players having input, and he himself has zero input.
How about scramble? How about you could have gotten into the end zone and made it to the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers? How about scramble and make your way into the end zone? How about that?
It's a fair point.
I also got to wonder about this Devontae Adams, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen thing that they posted. Like, can you really make that comparison? I don't think so.
Why?
Aaron Rodgers won one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams was not on the team. And now there's this like allusion to like this last dance. Does that mean they're both coming back? I don't know. I trust Vegas. If Vegas thinks he's retiring, I think he's retiring. But I don't understand what that photo means. Does it mean they want to get traded together somewhere?
What does that
What does it
photo?
mean?
What they put up? They both put up on their social media accounts a photograph of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen on the court alone, sort of fist bumping, walking off the court together.
Love it, man. Love it. What do you think they mean by that?